Hi everybody and welcome back. With Easter right around the corner coming up this Sunday, I wanted to make a video Easter related, and even though this topic doesn't seem really unique or sexy, it comes up a lot, and so I thought it would be a great video for this week in light of this upcoming holiday that a lot of people celebrate, and that is Easter candy. Should you avoid it? Should you indulge? As you might expect, it's not so black and white, so let's talk about that today. I'm Ashley Oswald, registered dietitian and founder of Oswald Digestive Clinic, where we help people improve and eliminate bothersome gut issues like gas, bloat, diarrhea, and or constipation. You can work with us one of two ways. You can schedule a free gut health call below to work with our clinic one-on-one, and we are accepting insurance now, so that's exciting. Or you can join our Heal Your Gut course, which the link for that is also below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So the best approach to holiday eating is really something that can be practiced and honed well before holidays and in between holidays, and that is having an intuitive eating or mindful eating practice. And what do I mean by that? It means intuitive eating is this whole world that has these tools that can help you tune into how food works or doesn't work in your body. So it's about letting go of judgments and really about tuning in and finding what works for you. We are all so different, and this topic of Easter candy is going to be different for everybody. You know, some people have celiac disease, and if they ate Easter candy, they could get really sick depending upon what it is. Other people feel totally fine, and it's actually probably important for them to enjoy and have that social interaction on Easter. And I can tell you that one day, one holiday is not the cause of chronic disease. It's this whole holistic picture of emotional well-being and sleep and lifestyle and nutrition 80-90% of the time, and then typically for most people that 10 to 20% isn't going to be the make it or break it. Now, there's also food sensitivities where somebody might, enjoy Easter candy, but then feel terrible for weeks after. So it really comes down to, is it worth it for that individual person or not? And how you can really hone in and figure this out for yourself is when you enjoy a food. Don't just stop there, but keep tuning into your body. And again, this takes months of kind of practice, so don't expect to be an expert at this right away, but really tune into how you feel, not only 30 minutes after eating, but also 1-2 hours after eating, and even the next day after eating foods, and then decide, is it worth it for you is that food enjoyable to you and worth it based upon how you felt after? Like maybe you eat one thing and feel great after, and that can be a great feedback loop to, oh my gosh, I want to keep eating some of that really, this great food from the farmer's market that I got, for example. Or, maybe I tried this dairy product and oh my gosh, I don't feel well after dairy, and actually my eczema breaks out, and it breaks out for weeks after drinking milk. Is it worth it to you? So I really wanted to create this video also to kind of talk about letting go of judgments around eating, not only for yourself, but also for other people. And sometimes if somebody's judging you and what you're kind of eating, especially when it comes to holiday time, just know that that could be because they judge themselves too. And it's the cycle. And just try not to take it personal. Maybe try to have some empathy for the fact that they probably are judging themselves even harsher. So let's just let go of that and tune in and think about what you're feeling after eating certain foods and make the decision for yourself. So as you might have expected, I can't make that decision for you or tell you, avoid the Easter candy altogether, enjoy this much and enjoy this one and just this size. It's sometimes when overindulging on a holiday like this could actually prevent binging later in the week for some people. And then for other people, they know that they they don't even want to start, because they know if they start, they're going to just keep eating, and then they're going to maybe even get crabby because it's messing up their hormones, and then they're not enjoyable when they're with their families. So they'd rather stick with kind of eating the delicious food that often accompanies kind of holiday get-togethers of this sort. And another consideration, and this is what works personally well for me, is thinking of appetite versus hunger. So appetite is that desire for food, and then hunger is that true body need for food. And having them both together, appetite with hunger, is ideal, right? I worked in the hospital for many years, and we often saw hunger without appetite. And a lot of times when people kind of are struggling with body image or kind of eating food relationships and things, they think they only want hunger without that appetite, without that desire for food. But I can tell you that that's not enjoyable. And these people I talked to in the hospital would tell you, like, oh my gosh, no way, you would never want this. So having the two together is ideal. One thing to consider is on holidays and things, sometimes it can be really easy to want to overindulge. And again, as I mentioned, for some people, maybe that's what's needed to prevent binging later on in the week. But what I've found works really well for me is I don't really enjoy food if I'm not hungry. So I think about, am I hungry? Yes, no. And if so, what do I really want to eat? What's going to satisfy me the most? Is it the candy, or is it that homemade kind of sweet potato casserole, or that, whatnot, your family traditions, friend traditions? And then I'll enjoy it, and I'll enjoy it until I'm 80% full, or what the Japanese say, hara hachibu, like eat until 80% full. So kind of keeping this in mind, appetite versus hunger. Are you hungry? Try not to let yourself get too hungry, or like hangry, hungry and angry, because then you're going to be more likely to overeat, and you're probably not going to be the most enjoyable person to be around if you're super, super hungry. And then thinking about eating till 80% full, which sometimes people describe that as the stomach being kind of like a balloon filled up right before it's going to pop. And so that's just one of those kind of mindful eating, intuitive eating tools that I was kind of sharing with you at the beginning of this video. And in our Heal Your Gut course, if you're thinking of joining that, we have a whole section there about this intuitive eating approach. And this is probably the best thing I've ever done, and the best thing that a lot of people have said they've done to help improve their enjoyment of food for life. So we talk about kind of cravings and emotions and how this all relates to this food experience, and letting go of this idea of good foods, bad foods, but learning the tools and techniques that are going to naturally help your body kind of prefer these more nutrient dense foods, because you slowly teach your body how, like, oh my gosh, these foods make me feel so great. And then I actually think the body adapts and craves more of those foods. And it certainly could be related to gut bacteria too, because we know that gut bacteria can actually influence the foods that we crave, and the gut bacteria will change within like 1 to 2 days of the foods that we eat changing. So it's really, really fascinating, all this interplay that happens with this gut kind of being at the center of a lot of things. And so to just kind of wrap up here, should you avoid Easter candy? Should you indulge? Again, I can't answer that for you. I hope some of this discussion helped you, or maybe clicked some things together for kind of you personally, and maybe write like one of those things down and just come back to it as this holiday progresses and we go through it. And again, let's try to let go of judgment of ourselves, let go of judgment of other people, so that the holiday is more about kind of socializing, connection, and enjoying food versus having a lot of stress and anxiety around the Easter candy and food piece to it. And so I want to thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button, and you'll be notified of our new videos every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Time. And I look forward to seeing you next week. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you then.